All right, we are live. All right, let's start talking about this. Tomorrow night, got game 7. Hope you guys can all hear me. I ordered a mic over the weekend, and I have to turn it on actually. There we go. Mic is on. Let's see how this works. Hopefully you guys can. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at OBS. The volume on the mic looks a lot better than it did last time I saw. There were some comments saying that it wasn't quite working, but anyways, now that we've got the mic working, let's get to these notes. All right, tomorrow night, got game 7 between the Stars and the Avs. For those of you who've been watching my channel, you know I've had an eye on the Stars pretty much all season, probably even since last off season. I am a little bit I'm not a Stars fan, by the way, but I do live in the area, so I've done a lot of research on them and how they're connected to the Kennedy curse. I have a couple of videos on that. But anyways, let's get started. So tomorrow, the date is May 3rd. That's either 5/3 or 3/5. 35 will become a common theme in this live stream. It's also the 200. It's the day leaving 242 days left in the year, but that means it's the 243rd to last day of the year, and 243 is 3 to the 5th power. I guess I can just put that up there. 3 to the 5th equals 243. Also, 123 is a semi-prime. I believe it's the 42nd semi-prime. Who's calling me? Oh, it's my dad. I'll talk to him later. But okay, anyways. Now, I've never done the gematria of Game 7 before, but when you do the gematria of Game 7 equals 91, the Stars and Avalanche head-to-head, the Stars currently have 90 wins against them. That includes their time as the North Stars and the Nordiques. So they could get 91 in Game 7. That would make a lot of sense. But in terms of the series, they're 4-2. Colorado equals 43. I didn't see anything here that played out. They are 4-5 against the Avs this season, including the regular season. Let's see, JFK dead at 46. Catholic is 46. In this live stream, you're probably going to see a little bit more small riddles that point to the Avalanche. But the one big thing that I like for the Stars is that they can get their 54th win of the season and stay on 35 losses. And we know that's a huge number with the Kennedy curse and the Jesuit order. If I pull up, oh god damn it, my where my desk is, it's right next to the heating and cooling system. So whenever I have to turn it off, give me a second. All right, hopefully that's not bothersome. Now here we go. Kennedy curse. Let me change windows here. All right, here, Kennedy curse. We got 54, 63. We're going to talk about 63 later as well. Yeah, Kennedy curse 54. Of course, JFK dead, the 35th president. And what did I say they can do? They can get their 54th win of the season and stay on 35 losses. That makes a lot of sense to me. They can also stay on 206 losses all time in the playoffs. That includes their time as the North Stars. 206 is the 67th semi-prime. Avalanche equals 67. And we talked about this at the beginning of the season. Ethel Kennedy died on opening night. That was RFK Sr.'s widow. We'll talk about more about her in a minute. And yeah, they got their 120th playoff loss as the Dallas Stars the other night on the Illuminati's birthday. And let me just show you here. Illuminati 120. Where's the can't type. Of course, they'll say the Illuminati was founded on May 1st. Yep, there you go. That's when they lost Game 6. By the way, is the okay? Yeah, the Jets are about to lose, but anyways, yeah, that's why they had to get their 120th playoff loss, because it had to be on the Illuminati's birthday. In regards to the Avalanche, they have 52 wins on the season right now. So if they win tomorrow night, they'll get their 53rd. Obviously, I said it's May 3rd, 5/3. Also 53 date numerology. But the date numerology didn't play in Game 6 because they had 51 wins entering Game 6, and that was on 5/1 51 date numerology, but they got win number 52. With regards to 187, hang on a second here. I have to adjust one thing. Okay. All right. Oh, no, that's not the right window. Here it is. Sorry, my bad. Okay. I didn't really see anything that stood out here in regards to the Avalanche record. Lone Star does equal 112. They have 111 playoff losses as the Avalanche. 153, we know that. So this is actually kind of interesting because the Society of Jesus is 187. So could they stay on 187? We'll find out. But also Jesuit Order equals 153. And Texas, obviously the Lone Star State, 112. Jesuits claim to operate in 112 countries. Let's see, did I have, was there something in Gematria that's 112? No, there's not. Okay. Now the Game 7 stats, these are actually kind of interesting. I mentioned earlier if they do the Gematria of Game 7, it's 91. I don't know if that might be a bit of a stretch. But, stars equals 77, the 26th semi-prime. The Avalanche are 2-5 on the road in Game 7s, and that includes their time as the Nordiques. But Jared Bednar and the Avs are both 0-3 in game. Well, the Avs are 0-3 in Game 7s against the Stars, and Jared Bednar is 0-3 in Game 7s all time as a head coach. Dallas equals 13, so that could go in favor of the Avs. But in terms of the Stars, well, this would also go in favor of the in favor of the Avs right here. Stars are 5-3 in Game 7s at home. Kennedy Curse 63. 201 is the 63rd semi-prime. And of course, JFK assassinated in 63. They are, as I said, they're 3-0 against the Avs in Game 7. Stars equal 40. I don't think I probably knew that in the back of my mind, but I found that out earlier today. And Pete DeBoer is basically Mr. Game 7. He doesn't equal. He is 8-0 in Game 7s all time, but Avalanche equals 81. We'll see where that goes. They might end up doing some weird bullshit Peter DeBoer magic. Obviously, I know that having watched Sharks games when I was in college. They had that game against Vegas, that game against the Avs. In terms of the head coach's overall playoff records, with Jared Bednar, it could go either way, but they're both in reference to the Kennedys. But the Game 7 equals 91, that could play not in DeBoer's favor because he's on 91 career playoff wins. And as I said earlier, Game 7 equals 91. Stars is 77. He has 76 playoff losses. Actually, no, let's look at the other Gematria values of Game 7. I want to take a look at this. Where did I do not have it up? Oops. No, okay, I have to put it back up. Game 7 is also 37. There were some 37s in there. Shoot, what were they? Oh, the Avs have 36 losses on the season. Do we have any other 36s? Jared Bednar also has 36 career playoff losses. Any other 36s? About 3 and 6. No, okay. All right, so what are the other values here? 152 and 44. I don't think there's... Oh, was there a 156 somewhere? Hold on. Ah, that's it. That's right. So the Avs have 156 playoff losses all time. What was it? So hold on. I'm typing my notes in the other window, so I'll show you them in a second. All right. Here we go. We will pull this back up. So a couple of things I've added here. See that 156 playoff losses. We know game 7 equals 37. 157 is the 37th prime. Yeah, here Bednar can get loss number 37 in the playoffs. Avs can get loss number 37 this season. I think that was pretty much it for that. With Jake Ottinger, he is 26 years old, so is that a sign he's going to fall to 26 and 26? But Stars does also equal 27. So he could get that 27th win. Yeah, and something that I noticed earlier today about John F. Kennedy. Just pull up show you here. I always knew that JFK died. I'll show you this here for a second. John F. Kennedy. So I always knew that he died 177 days after his birthday. Well, I shouldn't say I always knew that, but I've known that. I'll just pull up. Just go from here. So from, what was his birthday? 5/29. All right, so he died 177 days after his birthday again. The Jesuit Order 177. And we know that 201 is the 63rd semi-prime, just to show you here. 201, 63rd semi-prime, dead in 63. But anyways, so you could say that now normally it would be 188 days before his birthday, 3 out of 4 years, but since 1964 was a leap year, that means it was 189 days, which is exactly 27 weeks. And I didn't even realize that when I made my Stars video. No, sorry, it's Dallas Stars is 27. I didn't even realize that when I made that video last summer. And it just makes a whole lot of sense. And and JFK is also 27. How about that? Another key riddle for Blackwood. Colorado 43. Colorado and 43. That's always a big number with them. I remember back when they won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. They won Game 1 4-3. And then Cale Makar won the. What was it? There was another thing. There was a weird Cale Makar Alex Ovechkin connection. I think it was the fact that they won the Stanley Cup, and he won Conn Smythe on the anniversary of Ovechkin getting drafted. And we know that when the Capitals won the Stanley Cup a few years ago, that was a huge 43 ritual. All right, so just some overall general themes. I've talked about the Kennedy curse a lot, obviously. Tomorrow will be 205 days after the death of Ethel Kennedy, which is also the same day as the mayor of Dallas's birthday. 205 days afterwards. That's the 66th semi-prime. Robert Kennedy, 66. Texas, 66. Now, something I just realized earlier today, too, is that JFK's sister, Jean Kennedy, she died on 6/17 back in 2020. We know 6/17 is the 113th prime. So that was 6/17. That's the same day in history that Ethel Kennedy actually married Robert Kennedy Sr. That would end up being 35 weeks and 3 days before her birthday. I'll just show you that here. Here, Jean Kennedy. Yep, on June 17th. No, Ethel Kennedy. June 17th. So that means she died on the 60th wedding anniversary, is that right? No, sorry, 70th. She died on her sister-in-law's 70th wedding anniversary. What's the 70th semi-prime? I always forget. Is it? Okay, that's not... Oh, well, yeah, 214, the 70th semi-prime. That's the Dallas area code. How about that? And she died on 6/17. And 6/17 is the 113th prime number. Dallas 113, and that was the same day that the Mavericks lost to the Celtics in the final last year. And she did die or Ethel died in Boston. Is she? And she's from Boston. Yep. Making a lot of sense. Not surprised one bit. Yes, that was... So I'll just put in the dates here. 6/17/2020 to 2/20/2021. 35 weeks and 3 days. Yeah, I've already done it here. 353, 71st prime. If I can speak, it's supposed to say Catholic. Catholic 71. Catholic is 71. So I think 145 is a semi-prime, isn't it? 145 is the 49th semi-prime. And Dallas is 49. Yeah, Dallas is basically like Catholic City 49. And then, yeah, Dallas, Texas 71. Of course, they have the Catholic University of Dallas, founded in 56. All right. Wait, Zach actually made a post about it back in the day. So yeah, so it's 35 weeks and 3 days before her 93rd birthday. Is that right? Yeah. And yeah, we know Dallas, is it Dallas, Texas or Dallas TX? Dallas TX is 93. Stars moved to Dallas in 93. Yeah, 63 date numerology. Did they say she died from COVID? It's not clear. It doesn't say. Doesn't say if she died from COVID. But that would be interesting if she did die from COVID, because of all the 201, 93, 201's the 63rd semi-prime. That would make a lot of sense. All right, what else did I have to talk about? All right, back to this. Okay, something I wanted to look at here. Here are all the series that the Avs and Stars have played against each other in the playoffs. This 1999 one is kind of the most fascinating because that was the year the Stars won the Cup. As you can see, there were 39 total goals scored. And then the Stars went on to win the Stanley Cup in New York, the state of New York afterwards. New York is 39. And they went 16-7 in the playoffs that year. 167 is the 39th prime. And this one's also interesting here. Both of these were Western Conference Finals, by the way. This one's interesting, 27 total goals. Dallas Stars 27. And the last time they played, there were 37 total goals. And we were talking about 37 a lot up here. Avs could get their 37th playoff loss. Or sorry, Bednar could get his 37th playoff loss, and Avs can get their 37th loss of the season. Right now, the series, the score line is 22-17. That is 39 total goals like there were in 1999. Obviously, there's going to be at least one more. And I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a 2-0 or 3-1 victory for someone, because then that'll bring it to 41 or 43 goals. Dallas is 41, Colorado 43. And this series here, the Avs outscored them, but the Stars won And what it said this because in that weird coronavirus year, they had the bubble, and they had like the qualifying round. So in the qualifying round, the Avs won 1 game against the Stars 4-0. But then when they met in the second round, the Stars won 4-3, despite being outscored by 1. But they won this game 5-4. I can pull that up. No, not that. This one. Here we go. Just do 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. Yes, you see here in the qualifiers, they had that one weird game. But then when they met in the second round, this game, Stars won 5-4 in overtime. Now Stars are looking for their 54th win of the season 5 years later. Funny that this game was in Edmonton. So what's interesting is the last time the Stars won the Stanley Cup, 1990, the only time they won the Stanley Cup. Look at who they went through in the playoffs. They went through Edmonton, St. Louis, and then Colorado. So right now they're playing Colorado. And St. Louis is about to tie up the series. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but something to think about. I don't think they're going to do this because I think they'll just make it way too obvious. But sometimes they do make it obvious. What if they played the same opponents but in reverse? So they're playing Colorado right now. Then what if St. Louis? And what if they win on Saturday, and then Colorado wins? Then St. Louis wins on Sunday. And then Edmonton beats Vegas. So what if it's again, I don't think they're going to do that because that's just that would be way too obvious, I feel like. They're probably going to play like 2 out of the 3 same opponents if they do end up winning tomorrow night. Then even though this stream might be appeared more in favor of Dallas, as I've said, I've probably mentioned more Colorado riddles to win, but I just think that Dallas, even though the Dallas riddles aren't as many of them, I think they are more. I think they carry higher weight in my opinion, but could be wrong. And then finally, the NBA connections. Obviously, the Stars used to be in Minnesota, so they used to be the Timberwolves. They used to be in Minnesota. The Timberwolves are in Minnesota. Of course, the Lakers used to be from Minnesota, and Luka Doncic got traded from Dallas to LA earlier this season. Funny thing, the T-Wolves beat the Lakers by 22 points in Game 1. That was the same day as Game 1 of the Stars Avalanche. And where is it? Yeah, here. The Stars can get their 22nd head-to-head playoff win against the Avs if they win tomorrow night. But the one thing about this is that Minnesota now that Minnesota has beaten LA, they have they've won 53 games on the season. And right now the Stars have 53 wins on the season. Does that mean they're going to stay there if those 2 series are connected? And they had a plus 35-point differential. And as I said earlier, Stars trying to stay on 35 losses for the year. Then the other one, Nuggets-Clippers. Obviously, Nuggets play in the same arena as the Avs. They had that one with 112 points in Game 1. And we know 112 can play tomorrow with the... What was it? That's right. Avs can get their 112th playoff loss as the Avalanche. Is there any more? I think that was it. Game 7 is going to be going on at the same time. Game 7 this series is going on at the same time as Stars Avs. And they both entered that series with 50 wins, meaning the winner will have 54 wins on the season, just like the Stars are looking for their 54th win of the season. Oh, and I guess if I wasn't clear about it, now has 53 wins on season. Well, I should say, what's their record? It's so they were 49-33, so they're now 53-34.
Avs are looking for their 53rd win of the season, wherever it is up here. We shall see. And what's interesting is I'll have to do a little bit. I'll probably do something tomorrow or Sunday on the other game. Actually, let me switch windows here for a second. Which one are we on? Hold on. Oh, we're here. Okay, sorry. Okay, there we go. We switched tabs now. So these were my original notes for the Jets and the Blues. I said leaning Jets in 7, and the reasoning why was that the fact that the Jets were 2-4 against the Blues head-to-head in the playoffs all time. St. Louis hockey's 67. The series isn't going to finish in St. Louis, Missouri, so I don't know if that one's really that. If that one really works. And I think I need to look at this again because oh no, I did do it here. Okay, never mind. I put it down there. Yes, they could get that 27th loss to the Blues as the Jets. But yeah, the reason why I thought they would win in 7 is because Winnipeg equals 31, or Winnipeg won the season series 3-1. Now it's 6-4. St. Louis is 74. And what did I mention here? Yeah, Jets equals 54. If the Stars do get their 54th win tomorrow, I think that might be a good sign that they'll play the Jets in the second round. Oh yeah, and I said St. Louis 44 wins on the season. St. Louis equals 47. So we'll see who wins tomorrow between Jets and Blues. Actually, it won't be tomorrow. It's in 2 days. Although that one worrying thing for the Jets, now they have 38 playoff losses. St. Louis Blues 39. We'll see. I don't really know enough about the Blues and the Jets. I guess in a way that is kind of like the Brett Hull series, the Brett Hull versus Bobby Hull series, even though Bobby Hull played for the original Winnipeg Jets. But you get the idea. All right, just make sure that's saved. All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow night. As I said, I'm a little bit torn. I've been on the Stars train since last off season, so I think I have to stay on it. But like there are some worrying things, like that thing right there. And what else was there that worried me? Yeah, right here. Yeah, get their 53rd win on 5-3. It's a close one, but I do think we'll see either two or four goals scored in the game. So there's either 43 or 41 total goals for the series. Hey, Ari, the Entourage is a good show. I really liked your character in that show. I'll just say that. But you know what? I was nice to you last time, but this time you're going adios. Oh, I can just wait. Which one did I click? Okay. There we go. They'll probably come back with a new username next time I stream, but that's another problem for another time. Catch you guys later.